Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DeChara coming to you live once again from downtown Flushing, New York, with another amazing episode of How to Win at Business. And tonight, folks, I'm going to be talking about a topic that I've been talking about for a long time, over and over again. And there's still so much confusion, so I have to keep talking about it. And hopefully, the more I talk about it, the less confusion there'll be. So I'm going to try to put tonight's training in as simple terms as possible. And if you're watching live, give me a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay, because it makes me feel good and it helps the universe. So just let me know that you're watching. If you have any questions, I still am not great at doing the live comments. It distracts me, but I do go back afterwards and I check on, I answer anybody's questions on the topic. If you have a question about relationships or how to raise your children, I have no idea. But if you have a question about accounting, bookkeeping, taxes, how to deal with the IRS, that is something I can tell you about. If you don't know me, I am a CPA, and I have been specializing in working with solopreneurs, the smallest of small businesses, from people that are not even, they don't even have a business yet. And they're just thinking about it. And sometimes we prod them along and then we set them up, and we help people try to make money. And we do it as simply as possible, because here's the thing, folks. In over 35 years in accounting and a lot of other years just in business, it amazes me how damn complicated it is now. It's not getting easier. They're making it harder. And the government, and this is part of, my insight, my experience in seeing how the government operates and how they've been integrating technology to track everybody. And I remember when I was doing the little punch cards in computer class when what was it, the 70s? It was like go to. And the whole idea was that computers were going to make things easier for everybody. In fact, I remember them saying that we were going to have so much free time on our hands that it was going to cause a problem, because computers were going to do all this stuff. Well, guess what? They were wrong. The business is more complicated now than ever. That's a fact. And it's not going to get any easier. So what I've been trying to do, for my entire career, I was really making things simple for my clients. But I had a different kind of client. I had clients that were already in business. That was the model. They were already incorporated. They already had revenue. So the clients that I get today are people that may just be retiring and that they want to, start a business. And oh my God, if you just go on the SBA site and I get confused. I'm like, where do you go to actually learn how to start a business? Well, in next week, I will be doing a 5-day challenge right here. And I'm going to be covering all of these topics, all of the topics that I have been working on for the past 35 years, things that have become so simple to me that I forgot that they weren't so simple when I started. And one of the biggest mysteries out there is where to register your business. And it is such a non-issue that once we get done with this, I hope that you'll see it the way I see it. So the first thing that you have to understand is that you don't get to decide where to register your business. The state and locality where you're doing business, they get to decide if you're supposed to be registered or not. It goes by state law, folks. It's not a federal law. When you register in the state you are doing business in. It's simple. So now I get the questions, well, I'm doing business on the internet. I'm doing business. No, you're doing business where you are sitting. It's simple. So when I get people that say, oh, I want to incorporate in Delaware. No, unless you live in Delaware. You do not want to incorporate in Delaware, because guess what? You can incorporate in Delaware, and then you're still required by law to be registered in the place you're doing business in. So now people that do that, they have a Delaware Corp and they have another entity where they're actually doing business. And I just, last month, I had a client that had gone to a tax attorney. And I don't think he was a tax attorney. I think he was just an attorney that did some taxes. Because what he did was he incorporated her in Delaware. I got her as a client, and that didn't fly. And guess what happened? Well, the corporation, because she was in California and they had a California address, guess what? California sent her a bill, penalties plus interest, because they flagged it by the address. Which brings me back to my original statements about technology and how the government is starting to talk to each other. Okay. This is not a joke, folks. Okay. In high school, I read a book called 1984, where Big Brother knew everything. And that's where we are today. So the post office is hooked up with the IRS. Now the IRS is hooked up with the state governments. I mean, what we have is a monstrosity. I call it the machine, where all these different agencies, bureaus, tax departments, we're all basically built independently. But now they realize that, hey, we got to talk to each other. So if you think you're going to register your business in Delaware and save money on taxes, you're not. All you're going to do is you're going to be creating more work and get snagged. And once you get snagged because a red flag went up, that's on your permanent record. That's like in elementary school when they said, if you do this, it's going to be on your permanent record. Oh my God. In second grade, I was doomed. I wasn't going to college because my permanent record was. So, hi, Marilyn. How are you? Thank you for joining. I'm just getting wrapped up here. So that's my story, folks. I'm sticking with it. You register in the state you live in, okay? And then during my 5-day challenge, which I don't have a link to, but I think it's in the group. Anyway, during my 5-day challenge, I'm going to be going through all of this stuff and uncovering mysteries that shouldn't be mysteries. Like Marilyn now knows that you don't have to save all of your receipts. I went through this today with a client, saving, hundreds of papers of little, $10 items and $15 items. Well, if you come to my 5-day challenge, I'm going to show you how to save a lot of time. People spend too much time on things that are insignificant in business, and they don't spend enough time on the things that are significant. And that's my story. I hope you can join me for the 5-day event. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be life-changing. Now, you don't owe me anything, Marilyn. I love giving that free advice out, and that's what it is. Listen, it's 5 days of fun and information. And Marilyn knows that we always have fun in doing this stuff, because it's a lot easier to make money when you're having fun, folks. And that's my story. Over and out. God bless. Thank you. See you tomorrow.